A market bag is sustainable as it can be reused every time you go to the grocery store, as opposed to purchasing new plastic bags each time. Today we'll be crocheting a reusable market bag. I already had these materials at home, but you can get these supplies from Michael's, the dollar store, or Target. This project aligns with APE's topics, fossil fuels, and waste reduction method. For the first round, start with a magic circle and chain 2. Then make 12 double crochets by yarning over, pulling through the first 2 loops, yarning over, and pulling through the next 2 loops. Tighten the magic circle by pulling the end of the string. Slip stitch into the next round by inserting your hook into the last double crochet, yarning over and pulling through the loop, then chain 2. For round 2, insert 2 double crochets in every stitch. This is called an increase. In round 3, slip stitch, chain 2, and increase every other stitch. Then slip stitch again. In the next round, increase every 3rd stitch, slip stitch, then increase every 4th stitch, and so on until your desired diameter for the base of your bag. In the following round, chain 5 and place a single crochet into every 3rd stitch. This means yarning over, pulling through, and yarning over and pulling through the first 2 loops. Repeat this until the end of the round. Basically, for about 24 rows, repeat the pattern of chaining 5, inserting your hook into the loop, and single crocheting. After, place 2 single crochets into 1 loop, then single crochet into the stitch connecting 2 loops, and repeat. At the end of the round, slip stitch into the first single crochet you made. Chain 1 and single crochet into every stitch. Repeat this for 4 to 5 rows. Before moving on to the handle, slip stitch, chain 1, cut the string and pull it through the loop. Using a darning needle, weave the tail in. Using stitch markers, count 15 stitches from one end and 15 stitches from the other. At the first stitch marker, insert your yarn and pull through, and double knot it. Make a chain of 75 or however long you want your handle to be. 8% of the world's total oil production goes to making plastic, and 12 million barrels of oil are used to manufacture the 100 billion plastic bags consumed in the United States every year. Therefore, by using an alternative to plastic bags, our dependence on oil can be reduced. Overall, limiting our use of plastic has significant benefits for the environment. From its production to its disposal, plastic is highly carbon intensive. It requires oil and natural gas to be extracted and transported long distances, which releases huge amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Refining and manufacturing plastic exacerbates this issue. Furthermore, plastic bags are difficult to recycle and are more often thrown away. Reusable market bags decrease the amount of plastic that end up in landfills and oceans. This slows down the rate of landfills filling up and releasing methane into the atmosphere as it decomposes. Since Americans throw away about 300 bags per person annually, transitioning into reusable bags can cause a drastic decline in the amount of waste every American produces. In the ocean, plastic bags, or their microplastics, can strangle and suffocate marine organisms, especially birds. They can bioaccumulate within an organism and biomagnify throughout the food chain. Plastic that contaminates waterways increases turbidity and water temperature, which lowers the primary productivity of photosynthetic marine organisms. These environmental impacts harm humans as well, since we also rely on aquatic ecosystems for food, industry, and tourism. However, just like how one individual can produce so much waste that damages the environment, one individual can also counteract their impact by switching from plastic bags to reusable ones. This simple change reduces fossil fuel use, greenhouse gas emissions, and landfill volume, and protects water quality, air quality, and aquatic ecosystems. If one individual can do it, the efforts of an entire community can achieve far-reaching environmental improvements once unimaginable.